All right, strap in, everybody. Today we're going deep on TATANKA's Orchestra Americana. The more I learn about this, the more I'm just floored.
Yeah, I gotta agree. They really swung for the fences with this one.
Okay, so on the surface, it's a 36-member orchestra, which is crazy enough on its own, right?
Yeah.
But it's not just classical. It's like a rock band mixed with an orchestra. How does that even work?
Well, that's kind of the point. They're not afraid to break the mold. And this 36-member thing, it's not just about having a huge sound.
It's more than just, like, flexing.
Exactly. It's built into their whole philosophy. 36 musicians, that's a lot of bodies moving around. It lets them create these super complex arrangements and get this interact with the audience all throughout the venue.
Wait, so the musicians aren't just stuck on a stage?
Not at all. They literally move through the whole space, interacting with people.
Oh, and then there's the AI humanoids, too.
Right. The AI, that's what really blew my mind. Part of me thought it was a gimmick, like, look at us, we're so futuristic. But it sounds like it's a core part of their diversity and inclusion thing. Yeah, it's definitely a statement. They're exploring how AI can push inclusivity beyond what we traditionally think about. It makes you think about what it means to collaborate with, well, non-human intelligence.
So less about spectacle, more about challenging our assumptions.
Exactly. But even taking the AI out of the equation, the whole experience is meant to be immersive. Like, you know how they have arrival escorts?
Yeah, what's up with that? Like, instead of ushers, they have these guides.
Think of it as setting the stage. Literally before the show even starts, you get this sense of anticipation, like you're being led into another world. And then before the orchestra even comes out, they have these audience drum circles led by TATANKA performers.
Whoa, so they're getting the audience involved right from the get-go.
Big time. It's all about breaking down barriers, You're not just sitting there waiting for the show to start. You're already part of the experience.
That's wild. Okay, so we've got this massive orchestra moving all around, AI performers, and audience participation before the music even starts. Where does it go from there?
Well, it just keeps getting more interactive. Remember the herd?
Right, that's their name for the audience, right. But it's more than just a name, isn't it?
Way more. They have a live mic choir where people in the audience can sing along, guided by the performers. And then there's this program called TATANKA Star 101.
Okay, TATANKA Star 101. Lay it on me.
So imagine going to a concert and they pick someone from the audience at random.
Okay.
And they get this crash course backstage on how to play guitar or bass.
No way. And then they get to perform.
Not right then and there, but they get to keep the instrument, and if they come back, they can actually jam with the orchestra.
I love it. That's next level audience engagement. It's like they're saying, hey, you're not just watching, you're part of this. It's like one giant jam session with everybody.
Yeah, TATANKA's all about building community, and they take it seriously.
But it goes beyond just the performances, right? Like they all live together.
Yeah, the musicians, the staff, even the AI, they all cohabitate at this TATANKA facility. It's like a 204/7 creative explosion, and they stream it all live. Total transparency, man.
Wow. So they're living the philosophy, not just talking about it.
Right.
I'm starting to see why this is so much more than just a band.
Right. It's like this whole ecosystem. But there's one story that really highlights what they're all about. Have you heard about Alma?
Oh, yeah. Her story is incredible.
It's crazy how it ties into everything TATANKA stands for.
So just for those who don't know, Alma's a Pamon woman from Venezuela. She had to flee her home in the rainforest because of, well, environmental destruction. It's a rough story, but her singing, it was her lifeline.
It's what brought her to TATANKA, and it's such a perfect fit. They're all about amplifying diverse voices, and Alma's voice literally carries the sounds and stories of a culture that's disappearing.
And she doesn't just sing. The sources say she's like a storyteller, an activist, a mentor, all rolled into one.
Yeah, and in the orchestra, she's known for these earth songs, which, from what I've heard, are just mind-blowing.
I've heard they're like listening to the rainforest itself.
That's what people say. Plus, she leads the drum circles, connecting people to those primal rhythms, and then there's this choir of voices thing.
Yeah. Fill me in on that.
Basically, it's another way to blur those lines between performer and audience. She encourages everyone to sing, to lend their voices, to be a part of something larger.
Okay, so we've got this huge genre-bending orchestra, AI performers, the audience is part of the show, they all live together, and Alma's story is woven through it all. It's a lot. What stands out to you so far? What's grabbing you?
It's a lot to take in, for sure. I mean, the sheer scale, the technology, the focus on inclusivity, it's all pretty groundbreaking. And then you've got Alma's story and how it connects to bigger issues.
Like climate change and cultural preservation, right?
Yeah.
It makes you think. Whatever grabs you, though, stick with us. Because in the next part, we're going to dive deeper into 𝗧𗔷𗓢's journey and how it's shaping Orchestra Americana's impact.
You know, it's amazing how 𝗧𗷲's journey is almost like a mirror of TATANKA's mission.
Totally. You have this group that's all about pushing boundaries, and then 𝗧𗷲 comes along with this incredible talent and a story that just hits you in the gut.
And it's not just talent, right? She's sharing her whole culture, her worldview, everything she learned growing up in the rainforest.
Yeah, the sources described her earth songs as like listening to the rainforest breathe. What does that even mean?
Oh man, her earth songs are something else. Imagine, like, the sounds of the rainforest, but turned into music. Traditional instruments, amazing vocal techniques, and stories woven into these incredible arrangements.
So it's more than just songs about nature. It's like she's translating nature into music.
Exactly. And it's not just about appreciating nature's beauty. It's also about understanding how fragile it is, how threatened it is.
It's a call to action almost.
Totally. And it's not just the earth songs either. She leads those audience drum circles too, remember?
Right. That primal rhythm thing.
It's powerful stuff. When you're drumming with a group, you feel this connection that goes beyond words.
Yeah, you lose yourself in the rhythm. And then there's that choir of voices initiative, right, where the audience sings along.
Another way she breaks down those walls between performer and audience. She's saying, hey, come join in. Let's make something beautiful together.
It's like she's saying everyone's voice matters.
And that message, coming from someone who's been through so much, it's powerful. It really resonates with TATANKA's whole philosophy.
You know what? This whole Orchestra Americana thing,
Yeah.
it's more than just a concert. It's like a movement.
Right. They're redefining what an orchestra can be. Mixing musical styles, using crazy technology, getting the audience super involved, and they're doing it all with a social conscience.
And they're walking the walk, too. Living and creating together in this, like, artistic commune. It's a whole different way of thinking about art.
They're showing that community, collaboration, and respect for diversity can create something truly amazing.
So after hearing all of this, what's resonating with you the most?
I'm blown away by how they're tackling big issues head-on. Climate change, social justice. They're not afraid to use art to make a statement.
Yeah, it's inspiring, right? Like they're showing us that we can face these challenges and still create something beautiful and hopeful. But we haven't talked about the AI humanoids in depth yet. It's one thing to talk about inclusivity, but having AI on stage is a whole other level.
Yeah, that's where things get really interesting. Hold on tight, because next up, we're going deep into how AI is shaping Orchestra Americana and what it means for the future of art itself.
All right, let's talk about the AI in the room, the AI humanoids in Orchestra Americana. I'll be honest, it's a lot to process.
It's definitely a curveball, but remember, TATANKA's all about pushing boundaries, right? So in a way, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, we talked about how they blur the lines between performers and audience, how they bring all these different voices together.
And now they're exploring what it means to include non-human intelligence in the mix.
It makes you wonder, how does the audience react to seeing robots on stage?
That's the cool part. It sparks debate. TATANKA's not telling us what to think about AI and art. They're saying, hey, experience this, question it, figure it out for yourself.
That's what good art does, right? Makes you think.
Yeah.
But okay, how are these AI humanoids actually working within the performance?
Well, it seems like they have different roles. Some are designed to play instruments, but like on a superhuman level.
It's like a violinist that can play crazy fast,
Yep.
or a drummer with perfect rhythm.
Exactly, pushing the limits of what's physically possible. But there's more. Some are vocalists, trained on tons of human voices. They can harmonize with 𝗧𗷲, add layers to the choir of voices, even sing in different languages.
Whoa, that's wild. And it ties back into their diversity thing, right? Showcasing sounds and languages that might be hard to do with humans alone.
You got it. And get this, some AI humanoids are designed to react to the music in real time. They move and make sounds based on the emotion of the piece or the energy of the audience.
No way. So they're not just playing pre-programmed stuff, they're improvising. Like actually being creative.
It's blurring the lines, isn't it? It makes you ask, where does the human element end and the artificial begin?
Deep stuff, man. TATANKA is making us confront some big questions about art and technology. It's not giving us easy answers.
And that's exciting. Orchestra Americana is a glimpse into the future of art, a future where technology plays a bigger and bigger role.
So, wrapping things up, I think the big takeaway is this. TATANKA has created something truly unique, something that challenges us to rethink music, art, technology, everything.
It reminds us that the world's constantly changing, and art can be a way to understand those changes, to push boundaries, to spark conversations, to make sense of it all.
Maybe it'll even inspire some of you listening to create something groundbreaking yourselves. If you're intrigued, go check out TATANKA's website, listen to their music, and if you can, experience Orchestra Americana in person.
And as you go about your day, remember Alma's story. Everyone has a voice, a story to tell. How will you use yours to make a difference in the world?
Something to think about. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.